G'day, hi and welcome. Okay, so I had a topic for today, but I kind of forget what my topic was. But I'm going to go with, dare I go with this controversy, but Jesus as a man or Jesus as divine. Okay, so my take is this. Okay, you'll never call me a hardcore Christian. I don't fit into any one denomination of Christianity, but I am very culturally Christian for sure. A lot of people, what they call God, I just call nature. But I do believe in grand design. The science supports it. The universe is not random. It's chaos, but it's not random. It just random doesn't fit into the science, and I can't get into that in a short 5-10 minute video, whatever this is going to be. But Jesus as a man, okay, I'm probably 99% confident that he existed at least as a man, okay, and I'm probably about, say, 40% confident that he existed as the divine, as he's described in the Bible for the miracles and everything, right? And the only known description of Jesus is from Pontius Pilate, and it basically describes him as a white dude, So, like, of course, there's a lot of controversy there. No, he was Middle Eastern. Well, we don't really know. We don't know. And then there's the Shroud of Turin, which would suggest he was more Middle Eastern. You know what I mean? But the Shroud of Turin is fascinating. Right? It's absolutely fascinating. And even if you're the most hardcore skeptic. Now, the problem with the skeptics is you have two types of skeptics. You have actual skeptics that are saying, okay, well, you could even call them deists if you want, where they're trying to find the I might fit into the deist category a little bit. Where I want to see the proof. You know what I mean? Maybe not everything's meant to be taken literally. I want to see the proof, right? But I'm not an atheist. If I was ever an atheist, it was for like 12 minutes. You know what I mean? Too much things too much things added up to say that it was just random and chaos, right? And then you've got your atheists, which are not really I just need to see proof, that's all I'm asking for, whatever. Some are like that, yeah, but the majority of them are just anti-religion. They're not necessarily satanic followers, but their lifestyle follows that, because their whole ethos is just to reject, not to prove, not to scrutinize or examine, but just to hatred of God and Jesus just for the sake of it. And these are typically your radical lefties. They're in rebellion mode, and there's a whole section in the Bible on that. Now, I'm not a Bible scholar. I'm one of those guys that I think the only Bible you probably should follow is the Old Testament, unless things like some of the stuff in the New Testament was discovered after. So it's like, okay, yeah, but you go with the oldest form, right, to get the closest to the original. I don't believe in revisionism unless you have science or evidence to support the revision, right? That's in anything, that's not. But let's get back to Jesus as a man, okay? Okay, so let's say you're the most hardcore atheist, you don't believe in God, you don't believe in Jesus, whatever. Okay, that's fine, okay, but let's just talk about him as a man. We're not going to even go into the divine in this video. Jesus, okay, as a man. If he existed as a man, as they said in the Bible, and his miracles were just metaphors and whatever, but he had the effect on people that he had just as a plain man, mortal man, okay, and he inspired people to live a life followed by, the Ten Commandments and, follow a Christian life. no matter how you slice it, even if you are the biggest skeptic, you cannot argue that following the beliefs of Jesus would be worse for your life. You couldn't make the argument that your life wouldn't improve if you followed that path, his teachings. So in that sense, you would probably say, okay, well, I don't need Jesus to do that. Well, you're sort of correct. You don't need Jesus to do that, but you could use him as the guiding model. And it's something that I've kind of tried to do in my life, maybe not so literally, but to the point where it's like, well, you know, like when you get to a difficult situation in your life, you're like, what would Jesus do? You know, like, you know, just think, it's as simple as that. Just what would Jesus do? You know, how would he make his life easier here? You know, what decisions would he make so in the long term that things would be better? Hello? Well, look who it is. It's my timeshare dog. My aunt and uncle's dog over here. I don't have anything for you, but I'll pet you. Yeah. I just petted you. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. So, what would Jesus do? And, you know, if you're not sure what Jesus would do, well, start, like, never mind the entire Bible. It's the most important part of the Bible is right in the beginning. It's the Ten Commandments, right? So if you lived your life by the Ten Commandments, or what would Jesus do, how do you think your life would change, you know, to where you are right now? So again, you'll never call me a hardcore Christian, but boy, I think if you did do that, you would probably have a much more peaceful life. If I was going to use science as the guess, you know, and just look at the teachings and say, okay, well, that's probably a better path to follow, right? It does coincide with the right-hand path, you know. And again, don't confuse right-hand path with, you know, conservative, political, whatever. Right-hand path is a state of, you know, it's a state of being, right? Left-hand path is also a state of being. And I've already described that in the other, you know, in previous videos. So, yeah, for anybody out there that's having a hard time in their life, and just sit there, you know, examine your life or whatever, and kind of examine it from the point of view, what would Jesus do for me? Like, what if he was in my situation, what would he be doing? Well, chances are he probably wouldn't be in your situation, but he did end up in situations, didn't he? If you look at the teachings, he ended up in all kinds of situations. You know, he hung out with the people that needed him most. And those people had a lot of problems, you know, and because of that, he had to be, you know, he had to guide people. He was the shepherd, right? And so anyway, I'm going to leave it at that as a short little video. It's just something I thought would be interesting. I know religion is a tough one to do on YouTube because, again, they're not pro-religion. They see it as racist and all that kind of... anyway, you know where it goes. But, yeah, so whatever you're going through in your life right now, good, bad, ugly, what would Jesus do? I think that's a good way to look at it, a good way to, you know, a good stepping stone. We'll just leave it at that. And then maybe I'll make another video.